Oh, damn it. And the fans will all tone down here in a little bit, but you know what? It's 6 o'clock. It's a Wednesday night. It's Real Unfiltered Talk. I'm James Bryan alongside. No, it's not your two-time world champion angler. It's old Jolly St. Dick. I mean, Jolly St. Nick.
Easy.
Nick. Santa Claus.
Yes.
The millennial snowman, or reindeer rider.
There you go. Yes,
Did you kill Bambi this week?
Yeah, we did. We had a good week. It was that last doe season was pretty hard on them.
And the kids right now are going, but why, Dad? Why?
We didn't kill any Rudolphs or nothing.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right. I got to figure out why you are so far over there.
Am I?
We're going to scoot you over a little. There we go. I like that better. What? Yeah, we can. But he was just kind of scooting off. You can twist it over a little bit. Why don't you do that? I need my tech guy to adjust the camera before we go any further here.
Hold on for technical difficulties.
Just a slight little crank. Get some crankage. There we go. I like that. That's good.
There we go. Now we're centered
up. All right. So just some general...
He's working on that other edge job. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, no. Ed worked up because...
But he moved back up.
He got me a holiday... He served me a holiday rum runner, so that
right.
gets him some points tonight. But I don't drink and podcast.
He's working back. Working his way back in.
I'm going to need a spoon. You froze it too much, and I can't drink it.
Got a straw?
Just saying.
Where's the spoon?
What? You guys let me down on that one, so we needed both. So this is the time of the year. I was going to say a little bit of house cleaning, first of all. Thanks for the great turnout tonight. We got a good crowd. It was busy as hell earlier.
It was.
At the Legends and Liars Club.
I had to park in the next parking lot over.
I know. It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's great because I complain about how poor business is, and then I pay for it in the last hour of our day before we do the podcast. And it always happens on a Wednesday before we do the podcast. Thank you. I got my spoon now. Now we're good. So this is our last podcast for December, maybe. When's the 31st? That's New Year's Eve anyway. Not doing that either. But Christmas Eve falls on Wednesday, right, Santa?
Right.
All right, and then the following one is New Year's Eve, so this will be the final episode for the year.
Okay.
So last year, which we're coming our anniversary of our show, we called this the shopping episode. And last year, and we've talked about it a million times, and talk about it again, we talked about all the things that fishermen need that you probably shouldn't buy, what you should buy. We all came to the conclusion that you can't have a wet penis when you fish, so you have to have a really nice rain suit.
Really good rain suit.
We talked about that.
Yep.
We talked about, like, good things you could use on a regular basis. 4-aught hooks, 5-aught hooks are always a staple. Make sure you get a decent hook, that kind of stuff. And I thought, how can we mix it up this year? What are we going to do? What are we going to tell people to buy, Santa?
If you're...
Because I have an idea, but go ahead.
If your fisherman's a serious fisherman, there's a lot of good hard glide baits out there now. And when I say that, they catch a lot of fish. People are fishing with them. You hear a lot about them. People are talking about them, and it's the real deal. They actually work.
Let's pretend.
But they are expensive.
Most
of them are.
Let's pretend for a moment that our viewership has no idea what a glide bait is.
Sure.
Can you help them out a little bit?
Well, a glide bait is a jointed hard bait, and it's normally, just a foot or two under the surface is about as deep as they go. But it's just a really, really good imitation of a gizzard shad, and when I say that, it really works in our part of the world. And when I say that, I'm talking Table Rock, Bull Shoals, Lake of the Ozarks, anywhere in this mid part of the country, and they catch them on it everywhere. But it's jointed in the middle, and by being jointed in the middle, it swims it swims really easy, and it looks just like a big old gizzard shad paddling through the water. But like I say, it's one of those deals. And
really,
even though just a good little one fishing bait, if it costs $100, because a lot of times guys won't spend that on themselves. Now there's a lot of guys that will, But if you got one of those fishermen that's serious and wanting to be in on it, and buy him a good glide bait. Go in the tackle store and ask around. I'd like to give you names, but I really can't. I don't. I mean,
there's a gob of stuff out, and anymore
Yeah.
you can buy them over the counter.
Sure.
I was thinking two things. Number one, we got a glitch going on here. So if you guys are watching online, it's glitching. I apologize. We're gonna get that straightened out. If not, we'll just do the show again tomorrow.
There you go.
I don't care. But we're jumping around, hopping around. I can't tell. Is it doing it there, Ron? Okay, it is on my screen. One of the things that comes to mind with me when you fish a glide bait, in old school days, everybody knows what a Zara spook is.
Yep.
And the term is called walking the dog. And you throw it out there, and it's a long cylindrical torpedo style bait. And when you twitch it, it zigzags left and right.
Yep.
It zigs like this and like this. And glide baits, fished correctly, that's the same
Sure.
presentation
Yep.
you want to do.
Pretty much.
So with that being said, it's not about like a rubber tail or anything like that.
No.
Most of them use like broom handle material for a fin. They look really nice. There's a really important color you need to have.
White.
Correct. So that's all you need there.
And when I say white, white.
Bone. It doesn't even need to have black
no,
back.
it don't have
or
to have
anything.
black back.
Yep.
Just white.
Now, for which species of shad do you need a glide
Oh
for?
my gosh.
Because
not
you
gonna
said
get into the
gizzard. You
shad.
said gizzard earlier.
I did say gizzard. Yes.
I didn't know we had gizzards in this lake.
Well, I'm pretty sure we do. See, looky back here. Look, that guy at the second table.
Are there two
Shaking his
species in this lake? Gizzard and threadfin? Yeah. Conservation says there isn't. So just so you know.
I don't care. Once again, I don't care.
And there's no mountain lions or otters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that
that's-
was that I forgot. Go ahead. I was thinking about Andrew last week talking about zebra mussels.
Yeah,
Eating dead ones. That was kind of interesting.
yeah.
So glide baits. I'm going to be really honest. Like about 3 months ago, I went to one of those websites like Temu and Alibaba and all those, and I bought a glide bait, and I got bad news. It did the exact same thing that the $100 one I have did.
That's good.
It's
Good for us.
And I'm not knocking. I mean, this is a shameless. I'm taking this moment. This is a shameless plug. I have purchased garage swim baits for quite some time.
Yep.
And they're between $100 and $125, and they're hand carved. And the guys, he's been around for a while. They're a really good bait. I like them. But you can spend $250, $350 for a KGB, right? Probably the
Yes, sir.
best in the market right now.
The highest dollar ones are the Romans.
I don't even know what that one is.
Yeah, they're $500-$600.
Gotcha. And then Spro has one,
Sure.
and
Yep.
that's a $30-$40 one. It's really affordable. So I mean, there's Gantarelles by Jackal.
Yep.
So just some ideas out there if you want to grab somebody a nice stocking stuffer that's in that $600 to $400 range.
Yeah.
Glide bait will work. It's crazy. Yeah. And we've never talked about this, but I'm not prying. Do you own a $400 glide bait?
One.
One. If you threw it and hung it in 4 foot of water, are you leaving it or are you going after it?
Depending on where it was at, I guess.
In 4 feet of water, like down 4 feet,
Yeah, but
like 4 over 10 in 35-degree water.
well, that'd be cold.
Uh huh.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
That's a tough one,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I keep
would
thinking about that.
I would probably try to get it somehow.
I still throw my $100 swim baits on braid.
Don't forget, I carry a grappling hook,
Yeah.
and if it's hung in a pile of brush, if I have to use every speck of gas left in my 250 Mercury, it's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
or
Okay.
I'm going down. One of the two.
I'm going down.
One of the
Going
two.
down to get it. Yeah, somebody. I'm not going to mention names. Oh, you can see it. Jay Beffa is chiming in, and he said that everybody needs a 6-pack of Strike Force fish attractants for Christmas. He's trying to plug on
There
his
you
end.
go. Well,
I don't even know what that is.
yeah. Make sure he explains himself.
Mm-hmm. We have to have Jay back on.
Yeah.
He was on this year,
Yep,
and
we
he
need
was
to.
he was a great guest, and we can get caught up on what he's been doing.
He does a lot for the clothing people
Really?
that I deal with.
Okay.
So,
Right on.
and there's nothing wrong with good apparel, when you're out there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, I wear it every day. That the T-shirts are summertime T-shirts.
are we talking about a Christmas idea again?
Yeah.
All right, he's got AVCO on, by the way.
And
Rash shirts is the big thing in the last few years that's come out. It keeps
there's-
from burning.
Yeah, there's a lot of good long sleeve T-shirts that they make, and
I still
and they're
get real
cool.
sweaty.
I don't
They don't
need
breathe as
it.
good.
It seems like once I got used to them, I'm good now.
Yeah. Here's one for you. Do you
My
remember?
I actually went to my doctor and he looked at me and he said, "Do you not fish anymore?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, you're not sunburned," and that means a lot. Benzo, once you get older and the cancer stuff starts popping into your mind, you'll appreciate them long sleeve shirts.
All right. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to.
You don't ever get out of here, so it doesn't matter.
Right. We're cutting in and out. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to reboot it real quick.
Okay.
So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Everyone stay tuned on live, and we're going to come back here and do it again, okay? Hold tight.
You're just gonna take a big drink.
No, I'm not. It's
So 99% of the time, and that's year round, they go that far back in these creeks, and that's where they stop. Okay? And that's where he's got this brush just right. So, it's good thinking on his part, but
Does that carry the same in bass fishing?
pretty much.
Except you want a smaller pile.
And I prefer a smaller pile, but, when they win and they do good, they just sit and throw at that stuff all day long.
Yeah.
And they just keep varying the depths until they figure out, okay, they're in 20 today. And it's pretty cool because, they figure out which crankbaits will run so deep and still bump the brush and stuff like that. It's as high tech as we are with a jig or anything else.
What makes you think jig fishing's high tech?
I'm pretty high tech, buddy. I'm pretty picky on how my stuff goes.
The only thing I know that you're picky about is your jig has to have something that nobody else puts on their jigs.
Well, I like that too.
And we're going to share it.
You can if you like. I don't care.
Dion has to have eyes on his jigs. Now,
It's got to see
just-
where he's going.
Just yeah, I know you guys.
I carry
I know
enough-
you guys heard that,
I carry enough.
but I gotta tell you guys, and we might have talked about this before, but I'm gonna give a little secret out that it's probably not that big of a secret. When you have a football jig head or any kind of a shaped jig head like that, everybody paints their eyes on the sides, both sides. Like on a football head, paint them on the sides. Anywhere for bass pro, paint them on the side.
It gets knocked off the quickest.
Go ahead and tell them the rest of it. You got it. He doesn't paint his that way. He paints them on the top, like up here,
Paint it kind of on the top.
on the forehead. So when you're dragging it through, the eyes are right there.
That's right.
We talk about it a lot when we fished the Angry Pirate tournament, the one we won together. And he said, I was joking to him about the fact that he hand paints eyes on his jigs. I'm like, out of all the detail, that's like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And we're joking about it. And we're talking about it.
That was in the morning when we were starting fishing.
Correct.
By the afternoon, he was borrowing a jig.
Which you didn't give me. But that's neither here nor there. The issue was when he caught that fish, you know what he said? He was looking at me. He was looking at his eyes and got him because he was looking at him.
My dad,
Dumb.
it's funny, but I carry around a 2-gallon bag full of fingernail polish. I have every color under the rainbow. When I'm
Good
out there
stuff.
fishing and I think it needs a little bit of color, I can put it on there. I can make it work, and you think about what you see on a bass. When I'm looking for bass spawning, around grass or something like that, you only look for 2 things. You can see their eyeball and you can see the tail.
Yep.
Simple as that. So I'm just thinking that when a bass is looking for his food, what's he looking for? What's he see? And a freshly painted pair of eyeballs. I mean, hell, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, gotcha. Hey, so for those that have been patiently waiting, we're now back on YouTube
Oh, okay.
with 6 minutes to go. But I just want to let you know, thanks for sticking around there. There was a lot of comments back there. I'm kind of checking back up there. A lot of people didn't have any problems, but we did. So sorry about that.
We can keep going if you need to.
We can a little bit. We're all good until it glitches up again. If it does, sorry, but I'm checking up on some of the messages real quick to make sure we missed something.
And that's another neat gift idea. A black fingernail polish or a brown fingernail polish, when you're out there fishing, or if you're crappie fishing,
So that you look pretty.
now, yeah, so you look pretty.
hmm
Now even crappie fishing. I'll just give you for instance. We went to Stockton Lake with Fishback. I can't think of what his first name is.
Rick.
Rick Fishback. We went over there and we were going to go walleye fishing. And let me tell you something. Lawson pulls out a little pink jig head, puts it on a regular shad-colored Kitech, and in about 10 minutes, me and Fishback were both, hey, dude, come up with another one of them jig heads or you're getting out.
Mm-hmm.
And it made all the difference in the world. Is there anything that swims in the lake that has a pink head? No. But it was just different, and it triggered those fish into biting. And like I say, we've caught walleye on it for the last 4 or 5 years. I am not going to take that chance. I'm not having that in the boat with me. And like I say, for a little gift idea, you make a little bait fix-it kit, or something. We'll go into the tackle store, talk to the people. Every tackle store you walk into, people are going to have, what you need, fresh treble hooks. Having a new treble hook on
I
your...
thought you were going to say that I would have like some fingernail polish over there in stock, which
No,
I do not.
No.
Totally
No, you
don't.
gotta-
Only pink. Only pink.
Go to,
I do
go
have
to
some
Dollar
pink.
General or one place like that. Or Walmart or...
We're not.
You don't have to buy the high dollar stuff. I mean...
Well, if you're, it's like anything else. The harder, the better the quality, the harder the finish. It's like you don't buy
And I
latex
know we're kind
paint.
of we're kind of pushing the limits of what most wives would think of, but like I say,
I think what we're getting-
good treble hook, you always need a new one. Okay, I don't care if you make 2 casts with a $40 crankbait on Lake of the Ozarks in 20 casts, you're gonna booger up one of them hooks. Simple as that. And for the most part, you don't have to necessarily change it right away. But if you don't, it's going to cost you a fish. That little point turned out is going to cost you a fish. So you're just better off if you get out and put on a new one, So, treble hooks. Go buy your man a 10 box of 2-aught, 4, and 6s. 2s, 4s, and 6s. That's 90% of the crankbaits.
Is that where 2468 Who Do We Appreciate came from?
That's right. I think so.
Just kidding. That's not good.
Right? Did I say that right? 2s, 4s, and 6s?
Yeah, you're never gonna. I'm gonna argue. You're not gonna need a 6 in bass fishing.
No, 99% of the time you're not going to use a 6.
2s and 4s.
Unless you're...
Maybe a number 1 with swim baits.
Unless, yes, but that's a rare deal. 99% of the time, if you buy 2s and 4s, you got it covered. On top waters, crankbaits. Like I say, I use a 6 quite a bit on little stuff like wiggle warts and stuff like that. Actually, I use a 5. But
Now, hear me out on this, because I have to say this. If you go to a tackle store and you spend anywhere between $3 and $6 for a package of hooks, and you think to yourself, as somebody buying a gift for a fisherman, it's like, this feels really bad because I'm just buying a package of hooks. I promise you, if you get a package of number 2 hooks, good black nickel, good sharp treble hooks, and they unwrap them for Christmas, they're going to be like, it's about time they listened to me.
that's right. That's right.
She listened.
Yep.
Because that's like a necessity in my
That's
pile. I got my stuff, and it's like, she's all right.
Yep.
You'll probably get a better birthday present from him later,
And-
not just a gift certificate to Chili's.
And if all else fails, kind of talk around to his friends or whatever and find out what tackle store he hits and go buy a gift card.
I hate gift
The-
cards. We sell a bunch of gift cards. I hate gift cards.
It seems like it's very unfeeling but
no,
still,
it's not.
But still, it's a good solid gift,
So-
because you can go buy what the hell ever you want.
When you get your gift card, when you get split ring pliers. No, not really, because that's another. I would say split ring pliers are good, but they're not, because fishermen
You
have to
can't
be
get-
very specific. It has to be just right, and there's a lot of really cheap ass split ring pliers out there, and they don't do the job.
Yeah.
Let your guy pick your own split rings. Ed's wrong. You're gonna move to the back row again. Good drink, but you're gonna move back
Tools. That's a good idea.
row. No,
I mean,
braid scissors.
a few,
That's
yeah.
good.
A good
I
high
like that
dollar
one.
pair of scissors is a big, huge deal now, because
Braid scissors.
everybody's using braid, and for the most part,
Ooh.
everybody thinks, just a good high dollar pair of scissors.
Hey, here's a good one.
No, they make
Do you-
braid scissors.
Do you prefer EWG or round bend trebles?
I use both.
It's an online question.
EWG
So
EWG kind of
have
turns
you
in a little
ever?
bit.
So the question is what kind of treble hook do you prefer, an EWG or a round bend? So imagine EWG stands for extra wide gap. So if you have an extra wide gap, if you've ever used a worm hook before, like that's generally a wide gap hook. It sweeps out, but it gets really wide and makes where your barb connects. Where a round bend is perfectly round. You can stick a quarter in it, and it's perfectly round that way. Where one's a little more offset, the gap's a little more open, right? It's a wider gap between the shaft and the tip, so it's wider versus round.
There's no perfect setup for both, okay? Because on a crankbait or a moving bait, you're going to catch a lot of fish that snag themselves. They swipe at it and they don't get it. An EWG is not good for that. An EWG, you're going to miss that fish, okay? So I put a round bend on the back, the hook on the back of my bait, whatever it is, it's a round bend. The hook on the throat of my bait is going to be an EWG, because when he eats the bait and eats it good, an EWG holds him better. They actually land fish better as far as I'm concerned. But, like I say, so 99% of my crankbaits got a round one on the back and an EWG on the throat. Jerk baits, on a jerk bait, I'm not big on throwing an EWG because I'm snagging him about 90% of the time. I mean, it's not 90% of the time, but I guarantee you 50% of the fish you catch on a jerk bait, whether it be a Smithwick Rogue or a mega bass or a vixen of some sort or whatever, most of them are snagged. They swipe at your bait, they get it inside their face, and so I just use a really, really good round bend hook or a barbarian. A barbarian's one that not many people talk about, but it's an out barb. The barb is actually on the opposite side. It snags them better than anything else. But they're not easy to find.
Right, and you have to be careful too.
If you get your man 2-aught, 4-aught barbarians, he's not going to believe that you did that.
It's correct.
We keep seeing men too. We're probably getting.
Yeah, if you're a female angler, same thing. Some dude that doesn't fish wants to get it for his awesome female angler.
That's right.
Because she is awesome if she anglers. So
that's right.
Yeah, do that too. Just remember that you don't want to go like outside of what we're saying, because too heavy of a hook, too light of a hook will change the effect of a bait and will change its performance. You were talking about different things that happen with, let's see. Wow. Andrew. Andrew's being mean.
Oh, yeah.
Our guest last week, yeah. He was saying I was very feminine. And he was wanting to make sure I knew the difference between the tip and the shaft. But what you want to do is make sure that those hooks are the appropriate hook for the right bait.
Sure.
You can get that. If they don't work, you catfish with them. It's all good.
You want to get the lighter wire hooks for the most part. The only time I go to heavier wire hooks is if I'm throwing heavy line, or if I'm throwing a big bait, a big bait of some sort. So you really can't go wrong if you're buying them for a gift to get the light wire ones, get the light wire hooks. If you straighten one out, then you can change. You can go to a heavier wire, but for the most part, some good. And I don't skimp on my hooks either. If I buy hooks, I buy good ones. I buy Gamakatsu's, Owners, stuff like that. You can buy cheaper brands. Trocar makes some good ones. Eagle Claw makes some good ones.
We bought those Chinese hooks a couple months back. You and I did.
They look great.
They were not bad. I was kind of impressed, but that's a whole other deal.
Trocar makes some good hooks.
Hey, let's get off the hooks real quick.
But they have a bad problem with their points breaking.
I'm getting bored with hooks.
Okay.
Let's as from a guy that's talking to a guy that owns and has owned every bait that's ever made. If you had your choice this year for Christmas and it had to be fishing related, what would you want?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to.
No budget.
No budget.
No budget.
I would like to do a little bit more in depth on the glide baits. There's a couple of them I'd like to try. I don't even have to own one if I could just look at one in the water, because they say the really, really expensive ones glide really easy, and that's what you want. When you buy one of these ones that costs $100 or $150, when you pull it through the water, you don't want to have to twitch your rod. If you twitch your rod to make it do this, you can use any glide bait. You can use the cheapest piece of crap there is. But the whole key to catching big ones on a glide bait is it being smooth. When you pull it through the water, it's got to be smooth as it comes through there. Now, mind you, I have some that I can twitch and almost make it turn around. If you have to twitch it to make it work, it's not a good glide bait, okay? The guys from the West who know what good glide baits are, they have some, like that Roman I was talking about, and I might be saying that name wrong even, but
It's okay.
the Romans are like $500-600 a piece, and the guys that own them, it's just effortless. You just wind it in real slow, and it just dogs back and forth just like it's supposed to, real easy.
With every reel crank.
Yeah,
When
with
you crank
every
it,
crank of
they'll
the reel,
squawk.
it just bobs back and forth real easy. We have found that on glide baits, smooth is better. If you're erratic and you're twitching it, it's not the same action, and I don't think it catches them as well. When you get a real good one, and like I say, you can go buy any of these. What's the one that's made right here on the lake? Is it garage
Garage swim
tackle?
baits. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Every
I like them.
out of every 5 or 6, you can get 4 of them that work perfect, and then you'll get a dud that doesn't. And I don't hate to say that online,
No, it is what it is.
but you can get mostly. They're all good ones for the most part, and it's because he hand jacks with them. He makes them by hand. But the
So
whole
you're-
idea in it is to get a smooth running one.
So your pick was the glide bait.
Yeah. I mean, what else would I need?
3-weight fly rod.
now you're just playing.
No, I used.
And I used to do it, and I love to fly rod fish,
Mhm.
but I don't anymore.
Well, look, I'm getting all these texts. Do you see those messages?
Talk up.
People are
Talk
wanting.
to 'em.
No, they're wanting rods from
Oh.
the sale.
There
They're wanting
you go.
rods. They're wanting stuff. It's all good. So, we've ran a while. I apologize to everybody for getting logged off on YouTube, but we're simulcasting tonight on YouTube and Facebook, and we appreciate you watching. I think we need to wrap it up for the night. I want to thank everybody for a great year, for sticking with us.
You betcha.
We were in and out a little bit, but it's going to be good. Next year we got starting in January. There's really good guest lineups coming. You'll be surprised what we have coming in store for you. I want everyone to have a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays. If you're non-religious, don't care. Have a happy whatever
Whatever
you do.
you got.
Yeah. Always. I told. I can't remember what I was saying. I was telling somebody the other day. They said, "What if you're atheist? And you don't believe in Christmas?" I said, "Well, you guys all get together in an atheist church." And they said, "There's an atheist church?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What do they do?" And I said, "They go in there and they sit and they don't do anything. Just stare at the ceiling." So whatever you're into, that's all good.
It's all
so
good. That's
we
right.
appreciate it, and tune in next year, and we're excited to. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
You betcha.
So
Always.
and we appreciate it. And as always, wear your life jackets. Be safe. Go catch some fish, and we will see you in 2026 from
That's
all of us here
right.
at Real Unfiltered Talk. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all next year. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Hello.
Yep.
Questions in the eye. You know, if you change the split ring on the stove, the glide bait,
It'll dive.